quantitative and qualitative and qualitative data. So as far as data is concerned, you know, your is data are obtained through various tools and tests, even with some techniques. As far as quantitative data are concerned, all these quantitative data are collected through various tools and tests only. For example, if you administer or if you imply or if you use a tool, attitude scale or intelligence test, then you will get the data, and that data is purely quantifiable. So the data is quantified. So as far as the nature of your study is concerned, and with regard to your objectives or research question and hypothesis, you need to collect data as per your study. And if you collect quantitative data, you need to use the tools and techniques, so tools and different tests. For example, मैं कहूँ कि attitude scale जे તમે use करूँ, intelligence test जे તમે use करूँ, then you can measure it. You can quantify the data collected from your respondent. But if you apply some techniques, yesterday I was discussing, like your interview, like your focus group discussion, like your observation, through interview, or through your focus group discussion, the data that you have collected are to be qualitatively described with thick description. So the data that you collect may be two types. You may get two types of data. One is quantitative data and the other one is qualitative data. If you use tool, especially structured tool and different tests, then you will get quantitative data. And if you use unstructured tool and in different techniques of data collection, like interview, like your observation, like your focus group discussion, then you will get data in qualitative mode. For example, you have taken interview of a headmaster of a school regarding the issues that are found in elementary schools. So whatever the headmaster speaks, you have to write down, and that is only the part of qualitative description that can be quantified. So that is what we call qualitative data. And when you collect data with some sort of test or tools, yes or no, if yes, the respondent is to get 1 mark. If no, the respondent is to get 0, then your data is quantified. So coming to that point, the very concept arises here that while discussing about analysis and interpretation of your research work, you may come across 4 kinds of scales of measurement. What are those? Because we are discussing about analysis and interpretation of the collected data. So we need to be clear about the different scales of measurement, and accordingly, the different scales, there is chance of you know um, getting the data. So there are four categories of scales. Number one, nominal. Number two, ordinal. Number three, interval, and number four is all about ratio scale. So these four types of scales of measurement. So first, let's see what nominal scale is. So nominal scale that we use kariba. For example, केतोला we use करूचे whenever we assign the name of persons. We assign the numbers to different house. जो घर नंबर दिया जाए, पिलार ना दिया जाए, कौनसी स्ट्रीट रास्ता गली ना दिया जाए, number दिया जाए, एक number लेन, दो number लेन. All these are some of the examples of nominal scale. If you get these kind of data, then these scales are called as nominal scales. Number two, ordinal scale. Ordinal scale, as the name suggests, your data is to be reflected in some order. Otherwise, we can say your ordinal scale, data collect karuche, data anuche, those scales if it is in order, it means in some rank wise matter, then that scale is applied as your ordinal scale. It means rank wise. Suppose the highest scored child, the highest mark secured child will be at the top rank. Again, below that, the second rank, the third rank. If you collect data like these in some order, in some rank, then that data will be coming under your ordinal scale, that is rank. The third category of scale, if you use, that is your interval scale. Interval. Suppose you measured the height of students, 10 students or 5 students. So some may come up to 5 inch, some may come up to 6 inch. So there is fixed interval 5 to 6 or 5 or between 5 and 6. There is fixed interval 5.5, 5.6, 5.8. There is fixed interval. So that is what we call. If you get this kind of data, then this data is called as in the form of interval scale. And the last type of scale is all about ratio scale. It is the only scale where you would find absolute zero value. Our rest तीनटा scale रे absolute zero value हमें पाइबा नहीं. ये देखिचो जे कहार height को weight को हमें मापिचे एवं तार starting रे जो अच्छी zero लिखुचे. It's nothing like that. कहार हमें कहूचे zero order रे से अच्छी, zero rank रे से अच्छी. There's nothing like that. कहार को हमें कहूचे zero number lane रे से अच्छी, zero number घर रे अच्छी. So all the three scales, that is your nominal, ordinal and interval scales हमें कहूचे सेठी absolute zero नथा है. But as far as your ratio scale is concerned, this is the single scale which carries three essential characteristics as far as scales of measurement is concerned. That is your magnitude, that is your equal interval, and absolute zero value. Absolute zero value. Ratio scale. Okay. So these are the four types of scales that are used.
What example take hello?
Hello.
Sir, जो ratio scale रेशियो स्केल जोटा
कौन कहले?
हेलो सर जो लास्ट जो
हेलो
स्केल टा कहले तार गोटे एग्जांपल हेलो हेलो
हेलो
हाँ सर मो वॉइस आपको शुभुची
हाँ शुभुची कुहतु।
हेलो मु कहूली सर आप जो लास्ट स्केल टा कहले रेशियो स्केल टा तार टे गोटे एग्जांपल टिके देते सर
रेशियो स्केल रे मु कहूची
आज्ञा
एब्सोल्यूट जीरो थिबो कोठी हे परिबो चिंता करंतु कोठी हे परिबो एब्सोल्यूट जीरो रेशियो कथा आमे कहूचे सपोज आमे स्टैटिस्टिक्स 5 बा मैथमेटिक्स कैलकुलेशन कला बेले कोन कहूचे 5 minus 5 व्हाट इज द रिजल्ट
जीरो
zero clear 0 divided by 2 what is the result
जीरो सर
0 divided by 0 so if you get this kind of data yeah and this data will be represented in ratio scale where you would get absolute zero value now come to
Sir,
yes
sir, you told about three characteristics. Can you please repeat those
3
characteristics of this ratio scale?
magnitude equal
Yes.
interval and zero absolute zero value
Okay, sir. Thank you.
is that clear okay so coming to the next one whenever data is collected we get data in terms of some figures, in terms of some of the ratings. As yesterday I was discussing about rating scale as one of the tool, you may get some sort of ratings with regard to your data that is collected. You may also get data in forms of some sort of narrations, descriptions. You may also get some sort of data in terms of responses provided by the respondents or the children or the students that you have collected data from those, from the teachers, from the parents. Even if your data may be revealed through some sort of quotations. If somebody is a poet, if somebody is very fluent in writing, he may write some quotations that may reveal the truth of your study. So your data may be collected or there is possibility of getting data through some sort of quotations. Even if through your field note, suppose you have gone to the school with your research tools that may be attitude scale, perception scale, questionnaire, FGD or interview schedule, whatever may be. As per your convenience, as per your demand, as per the need of your study, you may opt any two or more than two or more than three or any one as the nature of your study. But while going to the research site, while visiting the school or any research site where you are conducting your study or research, there is possibility that you may get information which is required for you. You may get data which are required for you in the form of field notes. जोटा आम डायरी बोली कहे सपोज किए केतल आम ऑब्जर्व कर सब तो आम माइंड रे स्टोर होकर रही ना 2 दिन पर 4 दिन पर मासे पर आम ट्रांसक्राइब करने बसवा एनालिसिस करने बसवा फिल्ड को जाइए फिल्ड रू आसिले सप्ताह पर एनालिसिस करने बसवा देन देयर इज चांस that we may miss some of the important events. That's why while going to the field visit, while going to the research site, you may take the help of your field diary or field notes. So through field notes, you may also get your required data. Now, coming to your point, while thinking about quantitative analysis and interpretation of the collected data, quantitative. Then we will move to qualitative. First, we shall discuss about quantitative analysis and interpretation of data. You may come across a concept that is your statistic. That is your statistic. So while thinking about analyzing the collected data, after collection, if it is your quantitative form, you need to produce it in tabular form. ମନେକର ଆମେ 100 ଜଣଙ୍କର ସ୍କୋର ଆଣିକି ଆସିଛେ ପିଲାଙ୍କର, କ'ଣ ଆମେ ସେ 100 ଜଣଙ୍କର ସ୍କୋରଟାକୁ ଏମିତି ଖାଲି ଖାତାରେ ନେଇକି ଥୋଇଦେବା? ଆନାଲିସିସ୍ କରିପାରିବାନି. It will be very tough on the part of the researcher to describe it, to draw conclusion. 100 ଜଣ ପିଲାଙ୍କର ମ୍ୟାଥମେଟିକ୍ସରେ, ଇଂଲିଶରେ, ସାଇନ୍ସରେ ସପୋଜ ଆମେ ଡାଟାଟା ଆଣିଛେ, ଆମେ ତାକୁ କମ୍ପେୟାର କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଚାହୁଁଛେ, କେମିତି କରିବା? Unless we put in a tabular form, it will be very tough on the part of the researcher to make analysis and to reach at your conclusion. That's why after collection of your data, as far as quantitative research is concerned, you need to make or convert it into tabular format. Then only you can analyze it, you can discuss it, you can interpret it and compare as per your objective or as per your research person. So, analysis of quantitative data, what to do, how to analyze quantitative data. This is of great concern. So, your quantitative data, quantitative data, you are to use some sort of statistical techniques. And all those statistical techniques are categorized into two. One is your descriptive statistic, and the other one is all about inferential statistics. Yeah. Now, question may be raised here: what is statistic? Statistics form. Now, before going to that, I would like to highlight that what is statistic, what is parameter. These are some of the concepts associated with your research and as far as your analysis is concerned. We were discussing yesterday that always we collect information from the sample, but we talk about the population. For example, now the human trial for COVID-19 vaccine is going on. Is it applicable or is it, tested on the entire population? No. It is only tested on some sample, cases. Maybe 1,000, maybe 100. So on the basis of the result that will be found from those sample cases, we will predict that it will be effective or not for the entire population. So that's why when we talk about statistics is all about from sample. When you estimate or when you measure from the sample, that measurement is called as your statistics. Sample statistics will go forward. So statistics is measured from sample. But when you measure from the entire population, that estimate is called as parameter. And directly or indirectly you can say population parameter, sample statistics. But what, as a researcher, what do we do? Now we estimate from the sample, but we talk about the population. So your descriptive statistics as far as your analysis of quantitative data are concerned, descriptive statistics, inferential statistics. So descriptive statistics it is computed, your descriptive statistics is used to compute or describe the characteristics of a sample or population in totality, and generalization is limited to the particular group. Suppose आमे DAV स्कूल रो पिलांको अचीवमेंट मेजर कले आमे ताकू कहि परिबा केवल that will be limited to DAV school students, may not be applicable for others because the context varies. And in descriptive statistics, we come across different statistical techniques like measures of central tendency. As you know, measures of central tendency constantly mean, median, mode. Again, we also come across measures of variability, measures of variability range, standard deviation, quartile deviation, average deviation. And measures of relative position and relationship, correlation. These are the statistical techniques that come under your descriptive statistics, which are used for analysis of data. Let me cite one example. Suppose one of you has collected data on learning achievement of elementary school students in basic school subjects. I do repeat, one of you has collected data on learning achievement of elementary school students in basic school subjects, and especially the basic school subject basic school subject English, math, science and social science. Suppose ये चारिटा सब्जेक्ट तमे पिलांकर अचीवमेंट को आनिचो, खाली कोन से डाटाटा आनी कि 100 जनकर पिलांकर बा 50 जन पिलांकर तमे लिखि देबो, ए डाटाटा सेंड खाली देइ देबो, एक नंबर पिला मैथ से एती रखिला, साइंस से एती रखिला, इंग्लिश से एती रखिला एंड सोशल साइंस से एती रखिला, एमती करी कि एक टू 100 जन पिलांकर खाली डाटा देइ देबा कि विल इट बी an effective one? Will it be very precise? Will it have some meaning for the target groups who are going to read this paper or read this book? 100 जन पिलांको डाटा आमे आनिबा एमती टेबल करके दे देबा, will it carry some meaning?
No, sir.
Why? कारण आमे देखिदेले एक नंबर पिला मैथ साइंस एती गति रखिछि, but what is the conclusion? What is the finding? How do you corroborate all the data in order to reach at your destination and conclusion? So, what do? We need to apply appropriate statistical techniques. For example, let's say we collected data on English. 1 to 100 पिलांकर आमे कोन करि परिबा, एवरेज बाहर करि परिबा. Yes or no? From 1 to 100 students, we can calculate mean or average score. Then only we can say this is the average mark of these 100 students. Then only we can say that how many students are above average and below average. Yes or no? So it will have a meaning. Above 80% पिला above mean रखिचंती, 80% पिला below mean score करछन. This is number one. You can do that. Number two, similarly, you can also find out the average of English, the average mark of those 100 students in social science, in science. So what did you get? You will get, you would get the average scores of 100 students in 4 subjects. Now, simply by looking to all those 4 average scores, you may draw one conclusion. In which subject, most of the students, or how many students have scored above average, below average. So in this way, you can give your interpretation, you can analyze the collected data that you have collected, whatever or what number may be your sample size. Clear? Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Similarly, if you apply a correlation between math and science, between science and English, you can apply correlation in order to establish the relationship between whether the achievement in mathematics is positively related with science or not, whether the achievement is increasing in mathematics gradually, but it goes on decreasing in science. You may also conclude if it is like that. So by applying appropriate statistical techniques, you can analyze, interpret, and give a meaning to your raw data that you have collected. Raw data that you have collected. These scores are raw data that you have collected from the students or from the schools or from the school register. But what you would like to do, you want to give it a meaning so that you want to use appropriate statistical techniques. Now coming to the second part, say analysis with regard to quantitative data analysis. There is another part which is called as inferential statistics. When it is used, now inferential statistics are used to draw generalizations beyond the sample with a known degree of accuracy. I do repeat, inferential statistics are used to draw generalizations beyond the sample with a known degree of accuracy. As the name suggests that inferential statistics, it means you are to predict, you are to do an inference about the total population. Inference, you have to predict. For example, inferential statistics আমি কম করছে না chi-square use করছে, t-test use করছে, ANOVA use করছে, ANCOVA use করছে. These are some of the techniques that are coming under your inferential statistics. Let me cite one example. Suppose in that particular case, somebody is interested to identify that out of 100 students achievement score, whether boys differ significantly with regard to their counterpart, means girls, or not. If somebody is interested to find out the significant difference, whether that is existing or not, between boys and girls, you may take the help of a test statistical technique that is called as t-test. If you are interested, if the researcher is interested to identify the difference between two groups, two variables, that may be gender, that may be some sort of socioeconomic status, that may be some sort of educational qualification, That may be some sort of parental involvement, that may be some sort of IQ level, that may be with regard to your study habits, that may be with regard to your regularities or irregularities, nature of study, whatever may be the variable. But you may compare. While comparing between two, you have to use the technique that is t-test. Let me cite one example here. In that particular case, what I was citing that you have collected 100 achievement scores in English, math, science, and social science of 100 students of elementary schools. So you may divide 100 students into boys and girls. Then their scores, boys' scores, and score of girls will be separated. And when you are to compare between these two, you have to use some simple statistical technique that is called as t-test. You have to find out the mean of boys. You have to find out the mean of girls. You have to find out the standard deviation of boys. Again, you have to find out the standard deviation of girls. Then standard error of mean, and finally you can get the t ratio with regard to df, degrees of freedom. So it depends upon you what do you want to do, how you are going to make a different analysis with the same data collected by you. It depends upon you how you are going to make it a comprehensive analysis with the help of appropriate statistical techniques. It depends upon the researcher whether you will simply highlight the mean, average score, percentage, ଏତିକି percentage ଏତେ ଉପରେ ରହିଲେ ଏତିକି percentage କମ କରିଛନ୍ତି, ଖରାପ କରିଛନ୍ତି, ଏତିକି percentage average ଭଲ ଉପରକୁ ଭଲ କରିଛନ୍ତି. It depends upon whether you will close your analysis here or you will move a little bit ahead to differentiate between these two groups. That depends upon it. So likewise, you can also use chi-square. You can also use, now I was just telling that if the researcher is interested to differentiate or to find out the difference between two groups, boys and girls. Okay? Then you may opt t-test. But if it is more than two, suppose you want to, say same example, you want to find the difference in achievement among or between the students or between or of boys with regard to math, science, social science, चिंता ହେଇଗଲା ना 3 थर टी टेस्ट 2 थर टी टेस्ट पकेकी टाइम वेस्ट करबा परिवर्ते you can use ANOVA, one way analysis of variance. ANOVA, analysis of variance. It means if there is multiple variables and the researcher is interested to find out the difference between these variables, he can take the help of ANOVA, analysis of variance. So one formula रे कंसिडर कौन करिवो ना तमरो मैथ साइंस आ सोशल साइंस रे एका गोटे formula रे बाहर जीवो आंसर. So it depends upon the research. Yes
sir, ANOVA टा टिके रिपीट कर दियंतु.
Okay, suppose मु कोथि टी टेस्ट रे सेम पिलांकर आमे मैथ और इंग्लिश रे से the फरक जाने पे डिफरेंस अछि कि ना जाने पे चाहछे, then we are using or we have to use t test. But if it is more than 2 or 3 3. Suppose you want to identify the difference that exists between math, science, English and social science. ତାମାନେ ତମେ କଣ କରିବ ଫାଷ୍ଟ ମ୍ୟାଥମେଟିକ୍ସ ର ସ୍କୋର କୁ ସାଇନ୍ସ ସହିତ କମ୍ପେୟାର କରିବ ଟି ଟେଷ୍ଟ ଆପ୍ଲାଏ କରିବ ପୁଣି କଣ କରିବ ସାଇନ୍ସ କୁ ପୁଣି ସୋସିଆଲ ସାଇନ୍ସ ସହିତ କରିବ ପୁଣି ସାଇନ୍ସ କୁ ଇଂଲିଶ ସହିତ କରିବ ଏମିତି କରିକି ଚାରିଟା ଛଅଟା ତମର ହେଇଯିବ but if you apply ANOVA at one time you may get all the differences. So taking into consideration that what the researcher wants to do, you may apply appropriate, appropriate statistical techniques. So between two variables to differentiate you have to use t-test. More than two variables, it is easier on the part of the researcher to use ANOVA, analysis of variance. It means more than two variables are there, you have to use one formula and get the answer. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now move to the
ମୁଁ ଟିକେ ପଚାରିଥାନ୍ତି
yes.
ସାର୍ ଆପଣ ଯୋଉ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଟେ ଦେଲେ ଯୋଉ COVID-19 ର ଯୋଉ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଟା ଆମେ କଥା କହିଲେ ଆମେ ସପୋଜ 100 ଜଣଙ୍କର ସାମ୍ପଲ ଆମେ କଲେକ୍ଟ କରିଛେ ସେଠି ସାର୍ ଆମେ କୋଉ ଭଳି ସାମ୍ପଲ ଟେକ୍ନିକ ୟୁଜ କରିବା ସେଠି ମାନେ appropriate sample technique ସେଠି କଣ ୟୁଜ କରିପାରିବା
Okay.
ଆମେ ତ ଏତେ ପ୍ରକାର
Suppose
sample ପଢିଲେ
now one. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, what is happening reality in the real? Suppose one individual is found COVID-19 positive in a particular location. Suppose X is the location. Okay, X is the location, and say location ru jane loko COVID-19 positive ala. Clear? So, in order to prevent the spread of coronavirus, what is going on there? Sample test is going on there. Sample test. First what happens? Now contact tracing is going on, is done to find out what is the number or what are those individuals who have come in contact with the COVID-19 affected individual. Then in order to prevent that spread कि आगु गाउ नबाकू कौन करछे से एरिया रु हमें सैंपल टेस्ट करनोचे ये सब आपी जाई थाई पारे घरे बोली कि गोटे गोटे करले हम जानि जाउ नंबर 1 नंबर 2 हमें जानिया पई चाहुतले मझिरे गवर्नमेंट कोन कला कि वेदर वी आर इन फोर्थ स्टेज और नॉट जो हमें कौन कहूचे तो हम कौन कहै छै
community spreading or गोष्ठी संक्रमण
yes गोष्ठी संक्रमण एट कि नहीं yes ताकू जानिए पे हमें कौन करछे ना पूरा रैंडम सैंपलिंग टेस्ट करागला गोटे गोटे बस्ती गोटे गोटे एरिया रे पूरा रैंडम सैंपलिंग टेस्ट सैंपल टेस्ट करागला काहे कि whether it has been really spread over or not रैंडम कथा आसुचे हम जानि परिबा whether इता एई लोकेशन बातिछि कि अन्य लोकेशन बातिछि so that is the tendency now randomness of हम कोचे random sampling कले कोन होबा जानि परबे एक्चुअली जे ए खाली हमें जे कहि देबा पर्पस सैंपलिंग करिया कथा पर्पसिव सैंपलिंग कथा हम कहले सपोज जो घरु बाहरला सेई घर को देखल टेस्ट करिया बाहर नहीं हमें क्लियर हे जिबा कि से लोकेशन नंबर ना व्यापी थाई पारे से कुआडे न जाई थाई पारे काको टच कर न थाई पारे कहार बिल को कहार गेट को टच न कर थाई पारे एवं तार 7 घंटा भितरे से बिल को आसी के अन्य के टच न कर थाई पारे दैट्स व्हाई sampling is collected sampling is done randomly clear Narayan
yes sir sir आमे जो वैक्सीन कथा कहूचे जो वैक्सीन रो टेस्टिंग होची तो सेटा सर्टेन अमाउंट ऑफ आमे सैंपल को पाखरे नै कि आमे टेस्ट करूचे तो सेठु आमे ଡ୍ର କରୁଛୁ ନା ସାର୍, ତ ଏଇଟା ଆମର କଣ ହେଇଯାଉଛି, କୋଉ
Yes,
ଷ୍ଟାଟିଷ୍ଟିକ୍ସ
yes,
ଅଣ୍ଡରରେ
yes.
ଆସିଛି, whether it comes under descriptive or inferential?
Okay. Yes, yes. So we collected the result from the sample, isn't it? 100 ଜଣଙ୍କ ଉପରେ ଟେଷ୍ଟ କରାହେଲା, 100 ଜଣଙ୍କ ଉପରେ ଦେଖିଲେ the test effective, then we assume, we do inference, that is what we call inferential statistics, that it will work for the entire population. So this is inferential statistics. So sample ରୁ ଆମେ ଆଣୁଛେ, but we predict about the inference, we predict about the population that it will work for the entire humanity to prevent COVID-19. Sample test I କରାହଉଛି, then it comes to mass. ଯେତେ ସବୁ vaccine ହେଇଛି, medicine ହେଇଛି, ଆଗେ sample test କରାଯାଏ, ତାପରେ if it is found that it is effective, then it comes to market, it comes to the public. First ଆମେ କ'ଣ କହୁଛେ
Clear sir?
ନା, first ଆମେ ଏ ସବୁ ତମେ ଯୋଉ କଥା କହୁଛ, we infer that it will work for the entire population. Okay. But what we estimate, that is our sample size. We collected, we applied on 100 individuals, we came to know that it's working, there is no health issue, there is no health hazard, there is no side effects, then we predict that it will be effective for all. That is what we call inferential statistics. Yeah?
Clear sir?
So, analysis of quantitative factors ଆମେ କ'ଣ କରୁଛେ, ଯେମିତି କହୁଥିଲି କ'ଣ, measures of variability ତମେ ୟୁଜ୍ କରିପାର, standard deviation, quartile deviation, range, your relationship find out କରିପାର. Likewise ଆମେ analysis of quantitative data ରେ ଆଉ କ'ଣ କରୁଛେ ନା, t test କଥା କହୁଛେ, chi-square କଥା କହୁଛେ. These are some of the statistical techniques which are, very badly used to analyze the quantitative data as far as quantitative research is concerned. Now we shall move to the other aspect. There is possibility that we may also get some qualitative data. It depends upon you what kind of study you are going to conduct. Whether you will opt for quantitative research, whether you will opt for pure qualitative research, or you will opt for mixed method strategy, both quantitative and qualitative.
So
This
chi-square
depends
study
on the study and the researcher. Yeah, what kind of research you want to study or you want to.
So I have a request. So chi-square ଉପରେ ଟିକେ କହିଦେଇଥାନ୍ତି. ଆମେ ଟି ଟେଷ୍ଟ ବୁଝିଗଲୁ, ଆନୋଭା ବୁଝିଗଲି, ଆନକୋଭା ବୁଝିଗଲି, chi-square ଟା ବୁଝିପାରିଲିନି ସାର୍. chi-square ଉପରେ କିଛିଟା କହିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ ସଂକ୍ଷେପରେ.
କୁହନ୍ତୁ
chi-square ସାର୍, chi-square ଉପରେ
chi-square.
ଟିକେ କହିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ.
chi-square ଆମେ କହୁଛେ inference ଆମେ କରୁଛେ. Yes, chi-square I'm talking about that chi-square. Am I audible? I'm not audible, no?
Yes sir. Yes
Am I
sir.
audible?
Sir, audible.
Yes. Audible.
No. Am I audible or not?
Yes sir, audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So chi-square କଥା ଆମେ କହୁଛେ. Okay. Yes, I'm coming to your point. Whenever you want to, there is a certain chance that testing of probability you anticipated or you expected that this will happen. Suppose you tossed a coin 10 times. Please listen carefully. Suppose you tossed a coin 10 times. 10 times. What will you do? What will you get the result? Out of 10, there is 100% chance that 10 times may be head. There is also chance 10 times may be tail. There is also chance 50-50, 5 tail, 5 head. There may be reverse 1991733728826446 like this. So when we try to get chi-square, or what are the conditions of utilizing chi-square level देखिबा, chi-square test हम केते यूज करिबा ना, when you expect something and you got another. In that case, you are to tally what is expected or what was expected and what was the result. So whenever you want to make a comparison between the expected outcome and observed outcome, then only you have to use chi-square test. Am I clear, Narayan?
Yes, sir. Sir, যদি ଗୋଟେ example ଦେଇ ଦିଅନ୍ତେ ତାହେଲେ ଟିକେ ଭଲ ହୁଅନ୍ତା, ଭଲରେ ବୁଝିପାରନ୍ତି।
Okay, I am coming to your point. Point is that if someone is interested to know that you were expecting that out of 50 students, 40 will score more than 80%. This was your expectation. Clear? So whenever you want to make a comparison, differentiate, you can say it is whenever you want to differentiate before going to the field what you have expected, and after coming from your field what you get or what you got. If you want to differentiate between these two, your expected outcome and observed outcome, that's right. If you want to differentiate between these two, you have to take the help of chi-square test. You have to take the help of chi-square test. It means expected outcome versus observed outcome. You are anticipating or expecting that after the class 40 students will score more than 80%. You're expecting that. But after class, when there was an assessment, you got the score that 60% students or 60 students scored more than 80%. So there is a mismatch. Clear? And you need to identify that difference. In that case, you may take the help of chi-square test. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Sir, ଯଦି ମୁଁ chi-square ନେଇ ଯାଉଛି ଆଉ chi-square ର ଗୋଟେ ଫର୍ମୁଲା, chi-square ର ଫର୍ମୁଲା ୟୁଜ କରିକି ଗୋଟେ ନମ୍ବର ବାହାରି ଯାଉଛି, ସେଟା ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ଇଣ୍ଡିକେଟ କଣ କରୁଛି? ସାର୍ ମୁଁ
Indicate what you have expected and what you got. Chi-square test. What you have expected and what you got. That is what we call chi-square test. Chita me koche kona na tamar chi-square test always sometimes it measures the hypothesis of equal probability, the hypothesis of independence or difference, and the hypothesis of normality. Normality means 50 ଆମେ କଣ କହୁଛେ ଆମର 5ଟା ଆଙ୍ଗୁଳି ଯେମିତି ଅଛି ନର୍ମାଲିଟି, ଯଦି ଆମେ ନର୍ମାଲ କୁ ଆଜ୍ୟୁମ କରୁଛେ କଣ ହଉଛି ନା ଆମେ ଜାଣିଛେ ନର୍ମାଲିଟି କୁ ବେସ୍ କଲେ ବା ନର୍ମାଲ ପ୍ରୋବାବିଲିଟି କର୍ଭ କୁ ବେସ୍ କଲେ ଆମେ କହିବା କଣ ମେଜରିଟି ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟସ୍ ଆଭରେଜ ରହିବେ, ଟପ୍ ଲେବୁଲ ଆଡକୁ कम पिला रहिबे कम पिला भी कोड रहिबे लोअर परफॉर्मेंस आडू दिस इज व्हाट वी कॉल assume the normality आमे सब नॉर्मलिटी हमर या होची किंतु हमर अंगुलीटा पूरा भी शेप रे रहउची टॉप को कम बोथ द एंड रे रहि जाउछी मिडिल रे मेजर लेवल रो लोक पिला रहउछन Is that clear?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Or else you need one more example. Need one example more.
Sir, please.
Okay, don't
Yes,
worry. I'm here.
Okay.
So whenever we need to find out some sort of possibility is like that you may expect normal probability, you may expect equal probability, you may expect the hypothetical differences or indifference. At that case you are to use there are certain conditions जेमति कहउतल ना हम एवरेज करिवार बाहर करियार अछि परसेंटेज बाहर करियार अछि हमें सिंपली सेट कोन करिवा ना मीन रो यूज करिया
तो जो एक्सपेक्टेशन
हमको
जो
मिड
रहउची
पॉइंट बाहर करियार अछि गोटे स्कोर रो ताला हम कोन करिवा
सर जो एक्सपेक्टेशन हम जो रखुचे तो सेटा होची हाइपोथेसिस हमरो सेटा को हम एक्सपेक्टेशन कहउचे ना एक्सपेक्टेड आउटकम
yes yes I expected outcome and observed outcome and how the observed outcome is different or diverse from the expected outcome that is estimated through the statistical technique. That technique is called as chi-square test. Simply, the chi-square test here na it measures chi-square test measures the divergence of fact from hypothesis in the sample at hand. ଆମେ ଅନୁମାନ କରୁଥିଲେ ଏୟା ହବ ବଟ୍ ପ୍ରକୃତରେ ପାଉଛେ ଯାହା ଅନୁମାନ ଆଉ ପ୍ରକୃତ ଘଟଣା ଭିତରେ ଯେତିକି ଗ୍ୟାପ୍ ରହିଲା ସେ ଗ୍ୟାପ୍ କୁ ଜାଣିବା ପାଇଁ ଯୋଉ ଷ୍ଟାଟିଷ୍ଟିକାଲ ଟେକ୍ନିକ୍ ୟୁଜ୍ କରାଯାଏ that statistical technique is called as chi-square test. That's why ଆମେ ଦେଖିବ ତାର ଫର୍ମୁଲା ଅଛି କ'ଣ observed frequency ଆଉ expected frequency ଦେଖିବ ତାର ଫର୍ମୁଲା ଅଛି
तो सेही अनुसार
so the gap or the divergence
सर सेही अनुसार जहाँ रिजल्ट हमें पाइबा से अनुसार हाइपोथेसिस को हमें रिजेक्ट करि परिबा कि एक्सेप्ट करि परिबा आ से अनुसार हमें फाइंडिंग्स लिखिबा सर हमें करेक्ट सर माने मुझे को
yes you are
सर
absolutely
सर ठीक एबे बुझि पाइले
yes you are correct
so
yes
so I got confused about these we are using chi-square to tally two kind of result. One is expected, another is the observed one. So under descriptive statistics, we have range, correlation. So there also we can differentiate. So what is the need of this one if we can use that one?
How can you differentiate between that in descriptive statistics?
So there is range, means from one range to another range. What is the difference we can find out? And there is correlation.
Range and yes, correlation doesn't differentiate between two. Correlation only states the relationship, whether it is negative or positive. If it is perfect, then it will be always one. If it is perfect negative, then -1. If it is perfect positive, then +1. It only states the relationship.
Okay, sir.
But
so what about range?
Yes. Range means your scope. Scope କଥା ଆମେ କହୁଛେ. The variance. ଏତିକି ଭିତରେ ରହିବ. But whenever we are interested to find out the difference between your hypothetical thinking and the observed result, how far it is divergent, what we have expected and what did we get, there may be a divergence. As far as normality is concerned, as far as hypothetical considerations are concerned. Yeah. as far as probability is concerned. In that case, you may use your chi-square test. There are assumptions of chi-square test. ଯଦି ତମେ ସେ assumption fulfill ନ କଲେ ତମେ chi-square test କୁ use କରିପାରିବ ନାହିଁ. ଯୋଉଠି ତମ material ଉପରେ ଲେଖା ହେଇଥିବ ଦେଖିବ, there are some sort of assumptions which needs to be fulfilled. ଯେମିତି ଆମେ କହୁଛେ ଆମକୁ mid point ଦରକାର ହେଉଛି, ଆମେ କୋଉ statistics use କରିବା?
Tendency.
ନା median?
median.
Median.
Median, sir.
So yes, हमको average दरकार होची, हमें median यूज करले पाइबा आंसर?
Mean use करिबा.
ନାଇଁ sir,
mean यूज करबा.
ଆମେ mean ବାହାର କରିବା.
Yes. So this is yes, this is the condition which enables the researcher, which compels you to use a particular type of statistic as per your demand, as per the analytical point of view. You have to use your test. ମୁଁ ଯେତେ କହିଲେ ତମେ comfort feel କରିବନି. Whenever you will practice one problem, then it will be clarified what I think. Am I clear, mother?
Yes, exactly. I tried to understand, but it made me blown away.
Yeah.
So I may take your help again.
Okay, no doubt. Okay.
Okay.
So let's move to the other part. That is what we call qualitative data analysis. This is all about quantitative part. Now we will move to the qualitative data analysis. With your permission, just I would like to take some water. Thank you. So we'll move to discuss about qualitative data analysis, where nowadays it's very popular because we need not to apply any statistical technique. No need to be confused between these inferential descriptive statistics. By simply writing, you can produce your report. You can do your research work. You can complete your task of research by simply going on writing, describing all these things.
So I would prefer this
Yes,
one.
yes.
I would do research by collecting qualitative data only.
Okay. No doubt, you can do that. It depends upon the research. From the very beginning, I have told you that it depends upon the researcher and method of study or research which you want to conduct or carry out. It depends upon you. How you are going to implement, how you are going to analyze, how you are going to collect the information and report finally. So as far as qualitative data are concerned, simply with the help of, if you follow some sort of mixed method approach, you can simply calculate percentage simply, and on the basis of percentage analysis, you can go on simply describing with your vocab. If you have strong vocab power with a descriptive analytical bent of mind, then you can go on writing simply. For example, say example रे कहूँ जो कि हम लिखले quantitative data को केमिति quantify करी के हमें result आउटले, say same example को हमें qualitatively कले, so that I think your concept may be clarified. Now somebody got the scores of 100 students in different subjects. Now one researcher analyzed with the help of statistical technique. Now one of you who is interested in qualitative research, you may collect data and simply calculate the percentage And with the help of percentage analysis, simply you can do that. Percentage means ଏତିକି percentage ପିଲା ଏଇ rangeରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି, ଏତିକି percentage ପିଲା averageରୁ ଅଧିକା ରଖିଛନ୍ତି, ଏତିକି percentage ପିଲା ଇଂଲିଶରେ ଭଲ performance କରିଛନ୍ତି, ଏତିକି percentage ପିଲା mathematicsରେ top କରିଛନ୍ତି ଏବଂ ତାକୁ ଯଦି compare କରିଦେବା ଆମେ we'll get a result whose number is better than either, or indirectly we can say whether the students have performed better in English, in social science, or in science, or in language. So it depends upon you, the method of study that you follow, and the type of design that you follow, and the work that you want to do, and the field in which you are very comfort. If somebody is not interested in statistical analysis, you may go for simply describing and producing a report. You may do that. I am coming to that point. So qualitative data analysis la main dekhuche, you need to devise your tool in such a way. This is a very important part. If you follow or if you want to do a qualitative research work, your tools are to be open-ended, not closed-ended. Yes, no ହେଇଗଲେ quantify ହେଇଯିବ, ଯଦି ଆମେ open-ended କରିଦେବା, for example ଆମେ କହୁଛେ perception of parents about midday meal. ଜଣେ ପଚାରିଥାନ୍ତା quantitative studies ରେ, do you like the midday meal provided in schools? Yes or no? ସେଇ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନକୁ ଆଉ ଜଣେ ପଚାରିବ, do you like the midday meal provided in schools to your children? Yes, no, add କରିବ ତଳେ. If yes, why? If
Then why?
no,
Yes, sir.
why? So you there is a chance you will get, descriptive analysis, which at the end of your analysis or tabulation, you will get different kinds of opinions, and on the basis of those opinions, you can conclude that suppose your sample 100 or 50, or you have visited 20 numbers. Let's take an example. Suppose you have consulted or taken an interview of 10 parents only. So simply তুমি କଣ କରିପାରିବ, 10 ଜଣଙ୍କର percentage ବାହାର କରିଦେଲ, କେତେ ଜଣ ଫେଭର କରୁଛନ୍ତି, କାହିଁକି କରୁଛନ୍ତି, you may go on right. हो गया आपका काम. କେତେ ଜଣ କାହିଁକି ମନା କରିଛନ୍ତି, ତାର ରିଜନ କଣ, you may go on right. ସେଇଠି ଯଦି someone has given very good quotation, you can write in quote mode. छोट precise करके ताको quotation करदो. ଯଦି something innovative ideas you are getting, something quotations are given by some good parents, and you feel that is unique statement, you can quote that directly. One of the parents said, quotation starts, subject rahila, quotation ends. So this will add quality to your research work. It's all about, it's a game of words. As far as qualitative research is concerned, it's a game of words. If you have, then there is no problem. You can do that easily. Like the authors are writing books, like the writers are writing their articles in papers like that, very analytical bent of mind. You need to very critically analyze the situation, then only you can write. There is no harm. You can do your research, qualitative research. But now we are to some extent we are following the mixed method. Mixed method we are now following. Quantity thila, quality asila, quality ଚାଲିଲା ପୁଣି କ୍ୱାଲିଟିକୁ କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟିକୁ ମିକ୍ସ କରିକି ଜୁସ୍ କରିକି ଆମେ ପିଇ ଦେଉଛୁ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ମିକ୍ସଡ method approach is. So let me clarify the uh, analytical part of qualitative research. So analysis of qualitative data as I mean how if you have collected qualitative data with your tools and techniques observation. Suppose you have observed a phenomenon, you have observed a child, you can go on writing totally paragraph wise, dimension wise, element wise, section wise, वही लेखला भला बोल्ड पॉइंट देलो लेखि चल. Suppose you have observed a child in his playground with regard to his attitude, with regard to his behavior, with regard to his discipline or action, can go on writing. The discipline maintained in playground, discipline maintained in in prayer class, discipline at classroom, discipline at while walking on the road, discipline at the meeting. So in that way, discipline with regard to different aspects of life of a child may be highlighted. Different fields, different sectors, different
Sir? So we are suffering to get you clearly.
What some
Sir?
how we are next. So there are three steps you can follow. Three to make analysis. What are those? Analysis. This is one of the strategies. On
Sir? Sir?
am I audible? Yes, yes.
No, sir.
Sir,
We are
it's not
suffering to get you
Is
clearly. Nothing is clear.
So,
No, sir, your voice is
okay, okay.
breaking.
Your voice
Trying
is
to
not
repeat it.
coming.
Okay.
Mhm.
Madam, am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Okay. Okay. Yes. I was discussing about that there are basically three strategies followed in analysis of qualitative data. What are those? Three strategies are followed while analyzing the qualitative data collected by the researcher. Number one strategy, ongoing analysis versus analysis at the end. Very simple. It's very simple that one researcher may go on analyzing if the researcher is capable enough. When he will analyze or she will analyze, now while collecting the data, there is possibility that if you are comfortable, if you are capable enough, that while collecting data from the respondent, you can go on analyzing the real theme of your study, the real answer of the question. So analysis strategy and fast kono ongoing analysis and at the end analysis or analysis at the end. At the end means at the end of your data collection, you can analyze, or during your data collection, you can also do analysis. During analysis, add you can do that. Suppose you are conducting a discussion, group discussion with the students regarding any problem of the education system in schools. While conducting your focus group discussion, while interacting with them, you can, if you are capable enough, if you are able to manage all those at a time, at a go, you can go on analyzing just by putting some sort of headlines. Or else, after returning from the research site, the very day that you return, sit at your home or sit at the place where you were, taking rest, go on analyzing. So that is what ongoing analysis. Simultaneously, I collect a mind that will help you to reveal the truth. Or else, masse pore jodi ame kariba, as you know, our brain sometimes misses something. Sabu janitiva, sabu jaitiva, mone padiboni lekhiya pai. We may miss something, some important events maybe we may miss. So your qualitative data says while collecting data, you may go on analyzing, and you may also analyze at the end of data collection. Number 2, structured or open-ended analysis. This is the second strategy that you may follow to make analysis of qualitative data. Structured and open-ended analysis. What does it mean? Open-ended analysis means, and then open-ended questions may be there. You may analyze your data with a specific structural format. ଯେମିତି ଆମେ କହୁଛେ ଆଗେ ରହିବ ମିନିଂ, ତାପରେ ରହିବ ନେଚର, ତାପରେ ରହିବ ସ୍କୋପ, ତାପରେ ରହିବ ବଗେରା ବଗେରା implications. You may do that. You may also opt open-ended analysis. ମୁଁ ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ for example ମୁଁ କହୁଛି ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ ଡାଇମେନସନ ରେ ମିନିଂ, ନେଚର, ସ୍କୋପ ଯେମିତି ଲେଖୁଛେ ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ ଡାଇମେନସନ ରେ 10ଟା ଲେଖା ସେଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସ ଲେଖିବି, ମୋ ଆନାଲିସିସ୍ ଠିକରେ କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟ୍ କରିବି। ଆଉ କି କହିପାରେ ମୋର ଡାଟାର ଭଲ୍ୟୁମ ଉପରେ ଡିପେଣ୍ଡ କରିକି, ସପୋଜ ମୁଁ ପ୍ରଥମ ଡାଇମେନସନରୁ 10ଟା ସେଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସ ଭଲ ପାଇଲି, ଆଇ ୱିଲ୍ ରାଇଟ୍ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍। କିନ୍ତୁ ମୋର 5 ନମ୍ବର ଡାଇମେନସନରେ 100ଟା ସେଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସ ପାଇଛି, I may write 100 sentences. But those 100 sentences, you have to keep in mind, are those 100 sentences important, carry meaning, give brief suggestion, brief information, or relevant information, or else इतिहास लिखला भलिया, रचना लिखला भलिया, गायर दीटा गाड़ो, दीटा गोटे लांजो, दीटा आखी एमती लिखि गोटे सेंटेंस से कहि परिबा। It depends upon the researcher and the skill of the researcher, how to write, how to frame sentences, how to present the ideas as far as logicality, as far as sequential matter, as far as precise are concerned. It depends upon the research. So that's why this is the second strategy that you can adopt. You may have structural format or open-ended analysis. Third strategy of qualitative data analysis is all about analysis related to qualitative journals, qualitative points. जोटा आम कौन कहे गोटे पिला 100टा सेंटेंस लिखि तार मीनिंग जी आसूम के प्रिसाइज विथ क्वालिटेटिव टर्म्स दुईटा सेंटेंस भी लिखिदे पारिबा. इट मे हैपन. सो एनालिसिस related to qualitative terms or journals. It may happen. And it is the skill of the researcher. That's why from the very beginning I was putting focus on if you are capable enough, if you have strong vocabulary power, if you have good narrative skill, then there is no hazard in opting qualitative research. If you have good language skill, you are very comfort with writing, then you can go for qualitative research. Now, coming to the next aspect of qualitative data analysis, you have to keep in mind different components of qualitative data analysis. Components. What are those? Components of qualitative data analysis. Again, in components, we come across three types of components of qualitative data analysis. You have to consider all those three. If you don't follow these components, if you don't suffice these components, especially these three components, if you forget these components, then your qualitative data analysis will be endless, meaningless, and will be orderless. So components of qualitative data analysis, first comes your data reduction. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
The first component comes here,
Yes, sir.
data reduction. Just before sometimes I was just highlighting one point that one may write 100 sentences. You may get on one aspect thousands of comments. Suppose your sample size is 100, you collected qualitative data and your research is qualitative research, you got 200 statements upon one question. गोटे क्वेश्चन रे 200 स्टेटमेंट तुम पाइल. What will you do? Are you going to write all those 200 statements? You need to think about that. Before writing, you should compile all these, whether all these statements are relevant. There is chance that statements may not be relevant to your findings, to your objective, to your research question. So whatever you have collected during your data collection through your research tool, you need to reduce it. It means you need to precise it. How you are going to precise? Now you are to follow the selection procedure. 100 जन लोक 200टा कथा कहिचंती से 200टा कथारे सिमिलारिटीज थिबो. You have to find that. कहारो କଥାର ସେମ୍ ଥିବ, language ବଦଳି ଯାଇଥିବ. You have to find out that. So while data reduction is done, you have to select, you have to simplify, and you have to make abstract. ଆମର ସବୁ ଆରମ୍ଭରୁ abstract ଥାଏ. abstract ଯୋଉଠିକି ସେ 400 ପେଜର ଡକୁମେଣ୍ଟ ନ ପଢିକି 4 ଲାଇନରେ ଯଦି abstract ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି, ସେ 4 ଲାଇନର abstract 400 ପେଜ ଡକୁମେଣ୍ଟ କଥା ବି କହିଦେଇପାରେ. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. It means those 4 sentences carry the entire meaning of 400 pages document. So in this way, you can say data reduction is one of the component of qualitative data analysis. You may get 200, more than 200, more than 1000 statements of a particular question. But you need to select, you need to simplify, you need to abstract, make an abstract of all those 100 or 2000 or 200 statements to answer, to supplement your answer of that particular question. So this is all about your data reduction. Please keep in mind. ଆମେ ସେମିତି ଲେଖି ଚାଲିବା 100 ଜଣଙ୍କର, ଏମିତି ଧର ତମର 50ଟା କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଅଛି, 50ଟା କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଟୁ 100ଟା ଷ୍ଟେଟମେଣ୍ଟ, ଚିନ୍ତା କର କ'ଣ ହବ. 100ଟା କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍, 50ଟା 1 ନମ୍ବର କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍, 100ଟା ଷ୍ଟେଟମେଣ୍ଟ. ଲୋକ ଯିଏ ପଢିବ ସିଏ ବି ଆଉ ବୁଝିବାକୁ ତାର ପଢିବା ପାଇଁ ବି ଧୈର୍ଯ୍ୟ ଥିବ ତମର ଫାଇଣ୍ଡିଙ୍ଗସ୍ କ'ଣ ହଉଛି. So this is a skill which is required on the part of the researcher, how to reduce the data, how to make it very precise by selecting, by simplifying, and by making abstracts. Second component of data analysis, data display. This is the second component of qualitative data analysis, data display. नाम कहली कौन कि आमे फास्ट कले डाटा को रिड्यूस करिबा, कमाई देले. आफ्टर डाटा रिडक्शन आमे कौन करिबा, डाटा इज टू बी डिस्प्लेड बिफोर अदर्स. बिफोर अदर्स मीन्स इन योर thesis, in your project, in your documents, it is to be displayed. So एटा को हमें कौन करिबा, now we have to compress it. For example, देखो मेल कला बेले मेल रो कैपेसिटी होची 25 केबी. 25 केबी रु अधिका मेल रे जीवन नाही तार कैपेसिटी. सो आमे कोन करछे तो डॉक्यूमेंट अधिका हो जाउची, कैपेसिटी 25 केबी रु बढ़ी जाउची, आमे तो कोन करछे जीपी फॉर्मेट करछे, कंप्रेस्ड वन फॉर्मेट को नै जाउची. सो तमे डाटा डिस्प्ले करिबा, सेंसस डाटा देखो, कौन सी टेबुल रो देखिबो, कौन सी गवर्नमेंट रो डाटा देखिबो. सो डाटा इज बीइंग डिस्प्लेड इन कंप्रेस्ड फॉर्म. And data display आमु कोन करे अछि, data is to be organized. It is to be displayed on the basis of compression, on the basis of organization. It means before displaying the data, you need to organize, you need to compress the data that you have collected. That is what we call the second component, data display. For example, you have collected data from different dimensions on different aspects, different elements. गोटे टेबुल यदि से डाटा गुड़ाक आम डिस्प्ले करवा, से तार लर्निंग अचिवमेंट, से तार मेंटल स्ट्रेस, से सेम टेबुल तार ड्रेसिंग सेंस, से सेम टेबुल तार फूडिंग हैबिट. मैंने कौन हम देख गोटे टेबुल को पढ़ी आईला तलू सब भूली जाता. आम डायमेंशन वाइज करदे, ऑर्गेनाइज्ड करदे. सपोज perception of the parents on dressing sense perception of the parents on study habits, perception of the parents on the school attendance, perception of the parents on the practices going on. So this will be more simplified version, compressed version, and looks like an organized way. So that ଆମେ କଣ କରିବା ଗୋଟିଏ ପଏଣ୍ଟ ପଚରା ବେଳକୁ ଆମ ମାଇଣ୍ଡରେ ସେଇଟା ହିଁ ଆସିଯିବ. It is very helpful. It will provide good look. It looks nice. It is well organized. That's why data is well displayed. The third component of your qualitative data analysis is all about drawing and verifying your conclusion. Drawing and verifying your conclusion. How? Now, verifying কথা କହୁଛି ଉପରେ ଆମେ ଲେଖିଛେ କି almost all percent of the parents agreed that their children get quality food in midday meal scheme. କିନ୍ତୁ conclusion draw କଲା ବେଳକୁ ଆମେ ଟିକେ ଗଡ଼ବଡ଼ କରିଦେଲେ agree ଥିଲେ ଏଠି କରିଦେଲେ disagree ଖାଲି DIS ଲଗେଇ ଦେଇଛେ ତାମାନେ ଆମର analysis and findings doesn't match. They contradict each other. So while stating a drawing conclusion, you need to verify whatever you have written in the analysis part, in the discussion part, in the interpretation part, whether all these points are corroborated in your conclusion or not. ସେଠି ଲେଖିଦେଇଛେ 40 ନମ୍ବର ପେଜରେ ଏଠି ଆସିକି 100 ପେଜ पर analysis draw କଲା ବେଳକୁ ତାର ନେଗେଟିଭ କରିଦେଇଛେ. So it will be contradictory. So while drawing conclusion, you need to verify. But now verify whatever written in the analysis part, whatever you have interpreted, whatever you have discussed earlier, whether your findings, whether your conclusion are drawn from those points or it is something else. ଉପରେ କହିଛ ସମସ୍ତେ ଖାଇବା ପାଇଁ ଭଲ ପାଉଛନ୍ତି ତଳେ ଲେଖିଲ ଆଉ ଟିକେ କ୍ୱାଲିଟି ଫୁଡ୍ ଦିଆଯିବା ଉଚିତ ଯେହେତୁ ପିଲାମାନେ ଡିସାଟିସ୍ଫାଏଡ୍ ଅଛନ୍ତି ତାମାନେ ଉପରେ ଗୋଟେ କଥା ତଳେ ଗୋଟେ କଥା କନଫ୍ୟୁଜନରେ there will be mismatch. All the statements will be contradictory to each other. Clear? So
Yes, sir.
these are the three basic components of qualitative data analysis. Now next we shall move to while making analysis of qualitative data that you have collected, you may come across some sort of concepts like codification, classification, categorization. These are the concepts associated with your qualitative data analysis. ସମସ୍ତେ କୋଡିଫିକେସନ କଣ କୋଡ କଥା ଆମେ କହୁଛେ କୋଡିଂ ତାକୁ ଆମେ କହୁଛେ ବା କୋଡିଫିକେସନ ବି କହୁଛନ୍ତି. For example, जो हमें कहे the answer scripts are to be coded. तामाने कौन कई जानी परिबेनी का खाता एटा खातार ना उठी जीव रोल नंबर उठी जीव गोटे कोड टैग कर दिया जीव. So the examiner will not be aware about whose answer script is that. कहीं करछे ना in order to reduce the personal bias, in order to reduce the examiner's bias. That is the system of coding and decoding. Likewise, in qualitative data analysis, you may also code and decode. ଆମେ ଭାବିବ ଇଏ ହେଉଛି ମୋ ଚିହ୍ନା ଲୋକଟା ସେ କ'ଣ ଯାହା ଲେଖିଛି ତାରି କଥାକୁ ସବୁ ଲେଖିଦେବି ତାମାନେ କ'ଣ ହବ you will be biased କିଏ ଗୋଟେ ଲୋକ ଭଲ କଥା ଲେଖିଛି ତମେ ତାକୁ ଚିହ୍ନିନ ଆରେ ସିଏ କ'ଣ କହିଥିବ ମୁଁ କ'ଣ ଲେଖିବି ଆରେ କଥା ସବୁ ଯାକ ଲେଖିଦେବି then you did a mistake. The reality will be revealed. Your research remained there as because yes.
So please explain with example how to code the qualitative data.
How to code? I was just discussing about that. How the answer scripts are being coded. So while coding the parameter as far as qualitative data are concerned, you need to categorize. Categorize in टिके पूर्व मु कहउतली कोन हमको प्रिसाइज करियार अछि. So you need to categorize what are the positive statements, what are the negative statements, which statements come under a particular dimension. Suppose you have conducted a study on midday meal and you have considered 3 dimensions: quality of food, dining space, and health and hygiene of the cook. But while interacting, while questioning, while discussing, you have asked lots of questions in focus group discussion, and the answers to all those questions are here and there. So while you want to make your analysis, you have to categorize. Coding kotha kochi categorize. What you have to categorize? Categorize the statements, the answers pertaining to each dimension. What are those dimensions? Dimension 1 କହିଥିଲେ କ'ଣ ନା quality of food. Dimension 2 କହିଥିଲେ କ'ଣ ନା dining space. Dimension 3 କହିଥିଲେ କ'ଣ ନା health and hygiene of the cook. ନହେଲେ health and ତମେ categorize କରିବାନି ତାହେଲେ କ'ଣ ହବ ନା health and hygiene ପାଖରେ ଲେଖି ଦେଇଥିବା dining କଥା, ପୁଣି quality food ପାଖରେ ଲେଖି ଦେଇଥିବା cook ର condition. So it will a mixed type. It creates ambiguity. It creates confusion. So to reduce that, to make it an organized one, you need to follow coding with regard to categorization, with regard to classification. Classify. You need to classify what parents कौन कहिसंती सेम स्टेटमेंट उपरे सेम क्वेश्चन उपरे टीचर माने कौन कहउसंती सेम स्टेटमेंट उपरे but the reality is revealed from students point of view, isn't it? टीचर कहबे ना भलो खाद्य दउछ, पेरेंट्स माने भी कहि दे परंती भलो खाद्य दउछ सब बड़े जे आसुथे स्कूल को जो पेरेंट्स को पाखरे शक्ति नहीं पिला को 2 मुठा खाद्य देबा पई से तो नेचुरली भलो कहबे yes our children are getting good quality foods in schools under MDM scheme. किंतु पिला जे खाउची सेही सत कथा कहि परिबो whether the food is of quality or not, whether the quantity supplied to the food, the quantity supplied to the child is enough or not. ଅଧା ପେଟ ରହୁନି ତ ପିଲା, ଖାଦ୍ୟ ଖାଇଲା ବେଳେ ଗୋଡ଼ି ବାହାରୁନି ତ ପିଲାର, ଦାନ୍ତ ଭାଙ୍ଗିନି ତ ପିଲାର, ଖାଦ୍ୟ ଖାଇକି ପିଲା ଡାଇରିଆରେ ପଡ଼ିନି ତ ପିଲା, ଖାଦ୍ୟ ଖାଇକି ପିଲାର ଅସୁସ୍ଥ ହେଇନି ତ, ଖାଦ୍ୟ ଖାଇଲା ବେଳେ ପୋକ ବାହାରୁନି ତ. ଚାଇଲ୍ଡ only can speak that. And you need to reveal the truth by prompting the child. It depends upon your skills. How you are going to elicit the required information, the truth information and the relevant information. Again, qualitative analysis कला बेले डाटा रो आमे आउरी गोटे प्रोसेस को very गुरुत्व दो. It's very very important. I do repeat, it's very important in qualitative data analysis. That aspect is called as content analysis. Content analysis is done. It's very important aspect of qualitative data analysis. यदि कंटेंट को ठीक से एनालाइज करि पारले नाही ताले क्वालिटेटिव रिसर्च करिबा, क्वालिटेटिव डाटा को एनालाइज करिबा हम पई काठीकर पानी हबो. हाउ? फॉर एग्जांपल, you have given a questionnaire, open-ended questionnaire to a teacher. The teacher has written in a positive manner, but as the researcher, you failed to interpret that teacher has written in negative manner. It means what? The researcher failed to analyze the content written by the teacher. आम पूरा कॉन्सेप्ट आम चेंज हो, फाइंडिंग्स आम पूरा चेंज हो. टीचर लिखी भल भाव आम कि इंटरप्रिट करने अलग भाव. That's why our result or finding is negative. Number one. Number two, parents कहूँ गोटे कथा लिखला बेला आम लिखी आ गोटे कथा सी नट कहने आम नट लगे दे. Just think, teachers are good. Parents कहनी teachers are not good बोली, तमें लिखला लिखिदेल teachers are not good. The entire concept of description changed here. तमें जाने पे चाहो क्वालिटी फूड रेगुलरली दिया होची कि नहीं, क्वांटिटी ठीक अच्छी कि नहीं. You can check the register of food ingredient that is supplied daily. से जानी पार तुम से कैपेसिटी नहीं. 50टा पिला नॉर्म्स कहूँ 50 ग्राम डाली पर पिला को दिया जीवो. यदि 50टा पिला डाली खाई आज ताने केते केजी खाइबा कथा यू मल्टीप्लाई केते केजी खाइबा डाली गोटे पिला को फॉर एग्जांपल नॉर्म्स कहूँ 50 ग्राम डाली दिया जीवो पर डे. आज 50टा पिला अछंती अटेंडेंस कहूँ डाली सप्लाई हेची 2 केजी केते केजी पड़िया कथा 50 लाख भाई
सर 2 केजी 500
केते पड़िया कथा
2.5 केजी सर
2.5 के
2.5 केजी पड़िया कथा. बट आज रजिस्टर कहूची कि 2 केजी डाली पड़ी. व्हाट डज इट मीन? जे तुम कंटेंट को एनालिसिस करिवार कैपेसिटी रखिन तमे कहि दबो टीचर कहले बढ़िया क्वालिटी खाद्य दिया किंतु रजिस्टर आज कहिछि 2 केजी डाली दिया है. इट मीन्स देयर इज सम सॉर्ट ऑफ मिसमैच. Register, reveals something. The opinion or perception or the words spoken by the teachers revealed something. That's why you need to analyze the content. That's why you need to make analysis of the spoken words during discussion, during interview, or through any tool. That may be questionnaire, that may be opinionaire, that may be attitude, whatever may be, or perception scale. So content analysis is very important part of qualitative data analysis because ତମର ଖେଳ ସେଇଠି ହବ କେବଳ ଶବ୍ଦ ମାନଙ୍କରେ ଆଉ କିଛି ନାହିଁ କ୍ୱାଲିଟେଟିଭ ରିସର୍ଚ୍ଚ ର ଖେଳ ପୁରା ଗେମ୍ ହବ ଶବ୍ଦରେ କଣ କହିଛି ତମେ କଣ ବୁଝିଛ ଆଉ କେମିତି ରିପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ କରୁଛ so you need to analyze the content କାହାର ନା content provided or supplied by the teacher in the questionnaire content that is written by you in your interview schedule while conducting interviews with the parents or teachers or the uh, community members. How could content paib na content that is recorded by you by your mobile by your cameras that may be audio or video ସେଠି ତମେ content ପାଇବ content କୋଉଠୁ ପାଇବ ନା register ରୁ ପାଇବ content କୋଉଠୁ ପାଇବ ନା books ରୁ ପାଇବ content କୋଉଠୁ ପାଇବ document ରୁ ପାଇବ so this is all about your content analysis you need to do that if you are conducting qualitative research now the very important aspect I am going to discuss here ଟିକେ ପୂର୍ବରୁ କହୁଥିଲି ଟିଚର ଆଡେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଯେ କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟି ସଫିସିଏଣ୍ଟ ପରିମାଣର ଖାଦ୍ୟ ପିଲାକୁ ଦିଆଯାଇଛି ଆଜି ରେଜିଷ୍ଟର କହୁଛି 2.5 କେଜି ଯିବା କଥା 2 କେଜି ଯାଇଛି means there is mismatch so in qualitative research ସମସ୍ତେ ଯାହା କହିବେ ଆମେ ତାକୁ ମାନିବା ନାହିଁ we have to cross check whether the teachers are correct whether the parents are discussing or talking the right one or the students are revealing the real truth or you found the reality during your observation okay so what happens there is a term called as triangulation to kuaje there is a term called as triangulation which is used to cross check cross validate the different sources different methods and different analysis this is very important on the part of the researcher if you want to reveal the truth if you want to report the truth the reality you need to cross check ଟିକେ ପୂର୍ବରୁ କହୁଥିଲି ଯଦି parents ମାନେ they are unable to provide twice 2 good meals to their children they will obviously say that our children are getting good meals in schools 100% chance there is that the teachers will never deny that they are not providing good meals but the reality may be revealed by your observation, by your interaction with the students. So that's why triangulation are the method done in qualitative research.
So we missed the sentence.
Cross check the
So
authenticity
Sir, can you hear me?
reality, the originality, the truthfulness of statements. And the triangulation is done in three aspects. କେମିତି triangulate କରିବା? एक, triangulation of methods, triangulation of source. Triangulation is done. Yes, triangulation is done. Yes, father.
Sir, we missed the sentence
Bolo.
you told.
Yes, I am listening to you.
Sir,
Do you
yes,
hear
sir.
me?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Audible.
Am I audible?
Sir, you said,
Mamta, am I audible? Swarna? Naritri?
Yes,
Narayan?
sir.
That's why I am asking, am
Yes,
I audible
Audible.
at
yes, sir.
all?
You are audible, sir.
Am I audible now? No? I am
Sir,
just
sir, please.
listing this sentence. Okay. So, okay.
sir, you
Triangulation
said
is done.
triangulation is a method. From there, we missed the sentence.
हाँ मतलब बोलो.
Sir, ଆପଣ ଯୋଉ କହିଲେ triangulation is a method, ସେଇଠି ଆମେ
Okay,
miss
okay. I am
କରିଗଲୁ
just
ଆଉ ଶୁଣି
repeating.
ପାରିଲୁ
Okay.
ନାହିଁ।
Okay. Ah,
Okay, okay, sir.
I'm just okay. I'm just repeating the same. I'm just repeating. Don't touch it. So triangulation is the method where we cross-check the statements, the sentences, the authenticity of data that we have collected. And triangulation may be done with regard to the methods. That's what we call method triangulation. Triangulation may be done with regard to the sources. That is called source triangulation. And triangulation may be done with regard to analyst or analyst triangulation. So these are the three types of triangulation done in qualitative research. Why? In order to cross-check, in order to validate, in order to have authenticity of the data that you have collected. Let's discuss about method triangulation. Method triangulation. Suppose you have used questionnaire.
Sir, unmute yourself. S-
Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
So I was talking
Sir,
about
audible.
method triangulation kotha कहूଥିଲି. Suppose you have asked a question to the teacher through questionnaire. Okay. Same question you have also asked while taking interview of that particular teacher. So the method triangulation କରିବା इंटरव्यू नेला बेले टीचर कौन कहते से पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन उपरे एवं क्वेश्चन देखिए से कौन लिखिछंती यदि दीटांक ठीक कथा आसुची एक आंसर आसुची then we can say the teacher's data is authentic. ଯଦି ଇଣ୍ଟରଭ୍ୟୁ ନେଲା ବେଳେ ଗୋଟେ କଥା କହିଛନ୍ତି କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନିୟରରେ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଆନ୍ସର ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି then there is mismatch, there is mismatch. So that is what we call, you need to have a triangulation with regard to methods. Again, sources or source triangulation is like that. ଆମେ ସେମ୍ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ପଚାରୁଛେ ଟିଚରଙ୍କୁ, ସେମ୍ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ପଚାରୁଛେ ପ୍ୟାରେଣ୍ଟସକୁ ଏବଂ ସେମ୍ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ପଚାରୁଛେ ପିଲାକୁ। ଇଫ୍ ତିନି ଜଣଙ୍କର ସେଇ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଆନ୍ସର ସେମ୍ ଆସୁଛି then we can say it's okay, or else we have to check who is the prime consumer of that particular aspect, or who is the prime element or respondent of that particular issue or problem. If it is related to teacher, then teachers consent or teachers words are to be considered. If it is up to the matter of students, then students statements are to be considered while analyzing. If it is the matter related to your parents, then parents statements are to be considered priority. This is what we call source triangulation. Analyst uh, triangulation, analyst triangulation means perception टीचर्सଙ୍କର परसेप्शन ता ଉପରେ कोन ସେମାନେ कोन उपलब्धि तांकर। सपोज आमे कहिबा abolition of board examination, टीचर्सकर परसेप्शन कोन, पेरेंट्सकर परसेप्शन कोन, स्टूडेंट का परसेप्शन कोन। यदि समस्तଙ୍କର समान आसिला तले आमे कहिबा कोन ना गोटे यूनानिमसली समस्त गोटे स्टेटमेंट देले। यदि समस्तଙ୍କର डिफरेंट आसिला then we can say with reason, with their argument, we can say teacher said that, whereas students said this because of that, but parents said that as because of that. हो गया आपका ट्रायंगुलेशन, लिख देंगे। Okay, so in this way you can do your qualitative data analysis. And while quantitative data analysis or qualitative data analysis, you can take the help of computer for data analysis, like there is your SPSS package, statistical statistical package on social science. It is very much essential, helpful for quantitative research. There is also statistical analysis system. There is also Bhasa Start online. Okay, so these are some of the statistical packages, search engines or websites which may help to make analysis of quantitative data analysis. Likewise, you can take the help of computer to merge data files, to calculate aggregate, to split the file, to select different cases, to plot diagrams, to have a pie chart, to make a diagram, plotting, histograph. All these can be done with the help of your computer, and computers help to make your analysis. Likewise, in qualitative research, even content analysis fine, there are softwares. Even if grammar check fine, Grammarly is available. Okay, all these softwares may be utilized for the analysis of qualitative as well as quantitative data as far as your research or the type of research is concerned. So today we have discussed about quantitative data analysis technique, qualitative data analysis, in which we discussed about the components, the triangulation, the content analysis, and use of computer in both quantitative and qualitative data analysis uh, procedures. So this is all for today.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Let's wrap up here.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, welcome.
So you are requested to leave the group.
Okay. Okay.
Dharitri madam, please. Okay. Subhasri.
Yes.
Okay. The recording is ongoing, so Dharitri madam. Okay. Subhasri now.
ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ପଚାରିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ
କାହାକୁ? ସାର୍ଙ୍କୁ?
ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ
ମତେ? ଆଚ୍ଛା।
ଆପଣ ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟ ଲେଖି ସାରିଲେଣି କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟ୍ ସରିଲାଣି
ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ ମୁଁ ତ ଲେଖିନି। ବାଇ ଦ ୱେ ତମେ ଶୁଭଶ୍ରୀ ବ୍ରହ୍ମପୁରର ନୁହଁ ତ ବୋଧେ?
ନା ମୁଁ ଯାଜପୁର
ଆଚ୍ଛା ଆଚ୍ଛା ମତେ ଲାଗିଲା ସେଇ ଶୁଭଶ୍ରୀ, ସରି ମୁଁ ସେଥିପାଇଁ। ଏନିୱେଜ୍, so we can talk on phone now because it is recording. Okay. Okay, see you there. Leave now.
listen next tomorrow
Yeah, tomorrow.
it's
Same time.
interesting yes